episode of Sport Matters. Remember, Sport Matters is a podcast sport show with special focus on football, basketball, and boxing. Get ready for an exciting show. Be sure to join the conversation on our social media. It's Sportings on Facebook and Instagram. And on YouTube, it is Sport Matters. Make sure you drop those engaging comments, leave the whole place up and share, comment, and turn on post notifications to enjoy the best of unbiased opinion. I mean, sometimes controversial, but you can only enjoy every bit of it. And we get straight right into it. And the first question is, has playing from the back ruined football? Man, that's a difficult question, but I don't know. I would say for some teams, it has actually ruined their chances of getting 3 points. Week in, week out, we see them make the same errors back to back. But hey, let's just go back a little bit. Pep Guardiola's introduction to the Premier League, it was quite clear that nobody really paid attention to, passing from the back or, having to train that particular feature and all of that of the game. But has it ruined football? In my opinion, no, it hasn't ruined football, but it has actually cost a lot of teams some points, which at the end of the day, it kind of limit their chances of doing something good or getting something out.
So I was watching the Chelsea game versus Brighton, and I can tell you that 3 goals from that game, was from the situation of goalkeeper trying to kick the ball from the back and trying to in quote play from the back. For me, I would say it makes sense if you can do it well. I mean, the funny thing or the good thing is that even Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, all the time. So now teams come out with a plan where on the front press, the counter press, and then before you know it, even this player, the goalkeeper cannot kick from the back. So all he has to do is go long and then win the first ball and try and win the second ball. So
have you seen this Zerbi ball? I mean, he doesn't care about whether you counter press or you high press, or he would still pass the ball.
Zerbi said kicking the ball like a long goal kick is more of a risk than him passing from the back.
So you can imagine that. And do you know how many coaches, young coaches, belong to this school of thought?
Absolutely.
I was listening to Alan Slott's presser the other day, and he was talking about my goalkeepers have to pass on the back, and I was in my mind I was like, man, you're not going to give me some attention right now, because you will know that when you play football, the goalkeeper has to be aware of his surroundings, whether to go long or pass the ball. A situation whereby the goalkeeper is crowded or the 18-yard box is crowded and you still want to pass the ball, I mean, that is not football in my opinion. That's not a good way to play.
So you see, that takes me back to last season when Spurs played Arsenal, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Arsenal were 3-0 up, comfortable, everything was fine. Not until when David Raya tried to, play from the back, and then before we know it, Romero scored. Before we know it, penalty to Spurs, 3-2.
And the last 10 minutes was
chaotic. I mean, it was even up until the last 2 seconds, was chaotic. So for me, should it stop or should it continue?
So the problem now is managers, tend to overdo this particular style of football or brand of football, whatever we'll call it. You need to be able to understand that, when you are crowded or when you are, outnumbered.
When you see the press,
you go long. You understand? Manchester City versus Brentford, how Erling Haaland scored the goal. I mean, Brentford had a good performance, and they actually came on the high press, thinking Manchester City would do the usual. Ederson passing to the left side or his right side, but he went long, and guess what? He delivered an assist for Haaland, who scored a fantastic goal.
From playing long from goal kicks or from the back, Ederson has got how many assists?
He has got since he came to. He has got so many assists. But the problem is, when you overdo this kind of thing, then you end up, at the end of the day, regretting. Southampton versus Bournemouth. I mean, it was another horror show. Trying to pass from the back, and this is a team. So this is a team that's at the end of the season, you're not even guaranteed a top flight stay.
They haven't even won in the last 5 Premier League.
When you check the errors leading to goal, you see that these smaller teams, make so many errors. Do you think it's something that should be, they should pass this on, or just we need to change it?
It won't change. Just that you mentioned, managers trying to or players trying to overdo it. When they see the press and they still want to pass.
And the funny thing is that they kind of pay more attention to it when they're training. So that's why we see all of that happen. But we have to leave this side and head out to the National Basketball Association. Yes, NBA is back, baby.
Absolutely.
We are ready. Is back, baby.
We are ready. I mean, everyone is ready.
After a long wait. Although we saw the Olympic and everything.
Yeah, I feel like the Olympic.
That's FIBA for me. That's FIBA basketball. The NBA is where
basketball
Absolutely,
is.
absolutely, and it's America.
America, of course, and we will definitely be paying attention to New York Knicks. Last season, they had, during the last 20 games, 15 games, they were the most consistent team in the NBA.
Right.
They had a very good point, and they finished second seeded in the Eastern Conference. Now, they've traded, a big man, center with good hands, good shooting hands. He scores points, he dominates the paint, both offense and defense.
yeah.
None other than KAT, Karl Anthony Towns.
When I saw
that.
that, going into the season, I have high hopes for New York Knicks because I like what they did or what they achieved last season. I feel like they made MSG, what's called the Madison Square Garden, a fortress. So for New York Knicks to now go all out and add a KAT, KAT is a beast, and KAT coming there, it brings in a new dimension of how these guys are going to play and set up.
Of course,
with KAT works with the crowd. KAT brings so much energy, so much positivity, so much what's it called?
Energy.
Good. For me, that's I would say that's my own opinion. That's the best trade so far.
They won that trade, but let me just take you through that trade. They traded Julius Randle. Top guy. He missed the latter part of the season last season due to injuries and all of that. And also Di Vincenzo, the guy that they traded from Golden State Warriors. Now, these guys have gone to Minnesota Timberwolves. They've acquired Karl Anthony Towns. And also a first round pick, I think somewhere around 2028 or 2029.
Impressive.
But at the moment, they won that stuff. They are top. That's 35 as it stands. Michael Bridges, Josh Hart. They've got KT, Jalen Brunson, and they've got OG and Nobi. To you, are they the team to beat in the Eastern Conference? We know that Boston Celtics are great. Fantastic. They've got big five.
No one is touching them.
Yes, when others say, oh, we've got big two, big three, they've got big five. But do you think the battle now would be, heavily between New York Knicks and Boston Celtics?
I want both franchise. I want them to continue from where they left it last season. So it feels like all of a sudden we've left out Giannis, Milwaukee. But hey,
I expect them to be back.
Yes, but can they beat? So for me, in Eastern, it's big two. Boston and then New York Knicks.
And I hate that thing about the Eastern Conference.
With the lack
of competition there, they really
see sometimes when you look at the Western, you ask yourself, why is it that why don't we have more competition like that with the Eastern? But hey, it's just how far, or we can actually see something. Can we even say it's just the level? The level Boston and New York Knicks are way above the other guys coming in. With the Western, sometimes it feels like the competition is fierce there.
Absolutely, it's really
but for the Eastern, it feels like just take out Boston Celtics, take out New York Knicks, and now if next season, or this new season, if Milwaukee Bucks can come alive, right?
Sixers come
alive.
Then we have Cleveland.
Just imagine.
Spider said we're going all out this season.
Just imagine those five teams, ready. Eastern Conference will be fire.
And early sleepers, like maybe the likes of Indiana. Do you see them coming up? I think we will definitely not give them a shout at this point of the or at the start of the season, obviously. But do you see some early sleepers that thing?
Yes, I'm looking at this guy Ali Burton. I feel like at some point he would really want to step up his game. Try to lift that franchise. But I feel like there's a limit to where or how far they can.
It's got Siakam also.
That's impressive. So let's see how Siakam and Ali Burton can work together. In this new season, and then let's see how far Indiana Pacers will go.
Yes, so the NBA is back. Just preseason for now, but on the 22nd of October we have the big one.
Yeah.
Wow,
what a opener!
Boston Celtics versus New York Knicks, the ring night. Some of these guys would watch, their counterparts get the ring, and I think that should be like a really good motivation to spur them on to
that's New York Knicks, right?
Yeah, deliver. The likes of Jalen Brunson and all of that. Just give them that kind of we want to achieve this kind of ceremony. We want to achieve or experience something like this. But who get that ring night for you? Who's gonna win that?
Boston is Boston. Yeah, Boston would always be Boston, and looking at that team,
Porzingis will be out till December or thereabout.
Maybe so they should just give Porzingis time to recover and everything. But Boston, they still have a lot of players. Amazing players.
All right, it's going to be an interesting one in the NBA for sure, and all eyes will be on the ring night, the 22nd of October, 2024.
And this is where we switch, from basketball to boxing. And the question again is, as an era come to an end, you know, Joshua, Wilder, and Tyson Fury. I mean, so that's the first question. Do you think
That's tough.
So
That's tough.
looking at these guys, you know, I feel like Tyson Fury still have a lifeline, which
Of
is
course.
versus Usyk,
Yeah.
December, Riyadh. But for Joshua and Wilder, but I will add Tyson Fury to it. But should we say an era has come to an end?
I think that would be very, very difficult to like, you know, to say, or difficult to like even speak about at the moment. You know, yes, they are down. A couple of them are down. I mean, Anthony Joshua obviously down. Deontay Wilder is down. Tyson Fury is still hanging in the balance.
He has a chance.
You know, he has a
He
chance.
still has one
A
chance.
very
A
big
very big
chance.
chance, yes.
A shot at greatness. You know, to get a trilogy. You know, obviously he gets that bout. You know, but I do not think it's an era that's come to an end for these guys, because I mean, when
For Wilder?
For Wilder, no, I think Wilder is still going to get a shot, but not at one of the big belts. He's definitely going to take on one of these guys. Have we ever seen a fight between, you know, Deontay Wilder and Dubois?
No, we're not going to see, because
Why?
Dubois will not stoop low to fight Wilder.
Did he stoop low when he fought Anthony Joshua?
So Joshua was mandatory, all right,
Yeah.
for the IBF. But what's Wilder? Wilder, that's what I'm saying. If you ask me, and I will tell you, right, and it's bold, but I would say an era has come to an end for Joshua and Wilder. Tyson Fury still has a chance, and that's if he bottle it versus Usyk in the second.
So the reason why you think an era has come to an end for those two is because, you know,
They
they've
don't
lost.
stand any chance to get the big belt again.
Okay,
so
so
now,
like, are you trying to tell me that they won't get a shot at having one of those?
they might not take them seriously. So, for example, Wilder versus Joshua is going to make big money.
Wilder,
And
Joshua,
but
definitely.
there's no belt.
There's no
nothing
belt
to
on the
fight
line.
for. Dubois cannot fight. There's no rematch clause with Joshua.
Of course, yeah.
Dubois cannot fight Wilder. Dubois now is looking at the big guys. He's looking at undisputed.
Usyk or-
So, for example, Usyk defeats
Yeah.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Usyk with the belt. Dubois will want to say, okay, let me stand a chance. I have a chance to you know, present my IBF and say, okay, let's fight unified.
Okay.
Usyk can say, okay, I want to take
Okay,
this shot.
let me take you back a little bit. When Tyson Fury was, you know, sidelined, out of it, blah blah blah. How did he get the shot? Because from nowhere, he was without the belt. Nobody cared about him. He's battled for, I mean, mental issues. He was obese at some point.
He put himself at the right.
He puts himself at the right time. So the question is, before he went through that difficult time of his career, he was highly rated. You know, he's knocked off a couple of top fighters. You know, but after he sorted out his own mental issues, he put himself out there. Who says Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder can not put themselves out there sometime in the future?
They can, but they can.
You know, the funny thing is that Dubois, for all he has right now, is still not up there when we compare, you know, the Anthony Joshua.
But the good thing about Dubois, right,
You
is
understand?
that Dubois
He's
has
got the belt.
the belts. And for example, Tyson Fury defeats Usyk. They want to fight people with the belts.
All right, so who's the number one, you know, in the boxing world at the moment?
For me, clear, I'll go with Usyk. It's
Oh,
been
because-
amazing, yes, Usyk, and I'm rooting for him again. The second
But
fight.
how long has he been number one, or do you think he's
Since
number
he
one?
conquered Fury that first fight, yes.
But when we check
I-
them like pound for pound, what they've achieved, who would like edge each other?
Tyson, but
Tyson Fury,
that's
yeah.
why I want Usyk to do it, the double on him.
Do you think it's possible?
Yes, very possible. I'll give Usyk 70% chance.
Okay. Well, that would be interesting.
I can't wait
but
for December, yes.
I definitely don't agree with that. I think Tyson Fury. No, I think Tyson Fury will get the bout this time.
What percentage do you have on Tyson?
I'll give Tyson Fury, to be honest, with all respect or due respect to Usyk, I'll give Tyson Fury a 60% or 65%.
That's
I think it's
okay.
going to be an
That's
interesting one. But here is where we call it a day on the show. It's a wrap. I mean, we had a
Time
good
went
time.
super fast, right?
Yeah, super fast, you know. But we had a good time, and we sure hope that you definitely out there had a good time. Be sure to join the conversation on our social media. It's Sport Teams on Facebook and on Instagram. When you head out to YouTube, it's Sport Matters. Make sure you drop those engaging. You know, it's always nice when they drop those, you know, back and forth
I mean,
messages and all of that.
it's always exciting. So you guys please like, subscribe, Sport Matters on YouTube until we come your way again.
Stay safe.